Okay, so we're going to make the pan Sobao, and we have everything here that we need, all the ingredients gathered. Remember that we have the Poolish, and I used 120 grams of flour to make this. So I'm going to subtract that from the total amount of flour, which is 615. So 615 take away 120 equals 495. So you need 495 grams of flour, perhaps even more. It depends on your kitchen and how humid it is. Sometimes I do need more flour, and sometimes 615 is just fine. So I added 120 grams of water to the Polish, and I'm going to subtract that from the total. The total for the recipe is 350 grams. Take away 120 equals 230. You need 51 grams of lard or shortening, but I'm actually going to use oil. Olive oil, I'm going to use 3 tablespoons. If you would rather use lard or shortening, go ahead and use that. In Puerto Rico, they actually make it with lard, so it would be more authentic. I'm going to use one. I'm going to use 1/4 cup of sugar. Now let me explain the sugar because it is supposed to be, it's a sweet bread, a bread where you can detect the sweetness, but not overpowering. So 1/4, you can actually detect the sweetness. But if you would like it sweeter, then use 1/3 cup. I've seen some recipes use half cup, but personally, I think that's too much sugar. So either 1/4 or 1/3. Sometimes I just use 3 tablespoons. I posted a video of bread of this BLT that I made, and for that loaf, I just used 3 tablespoons of sugar. Okay, so 1/4. You need 4.5 teaspoons of yeast, and I'm using instant yeast, so I can just add it. 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And finally, last but not least, the star of the show, the Polish. Now remember, you do not have to use this, it's optional. I sent another video that this increases softness, it adds to flavor, and it helps the bread to stay fresh longer. But if you don't want to do this because it is kind of time consuming, the weight, then all you have to do is just add everything to your bowl in this mix. Okay, so now we're going to go over there and mix everything. This is how it looks right now, and I'm going to knead for 15 minutes. This is done, so I'm going to flour my hands and just the surface, just a bit. Okay, so you form a ball, oil a little bit, and I'm going to place it, and I'm going to place it back in this bowl to ferment, or use a large bowl and cover with a towel. So here's the cover, and I'm going to ferment for 90 minutes. This machine actually warms up a bit while it's fermenting. If you have to use a regular bowl, try to place the bowl in a warm spot, perhaps inside your microwave. 90 minutes passed and it's fermented. It has grown inside, so I'm going to show you. So just punch it down. Okay, so just take it out from the bowl. There you go. I'm going to divide this in half. Okay, so I did weigh, and each one is about 530, 539, and 531. So I'm going to leave it like that. So I'm going to just press down. Okay, fold it up into an envelope. So I'm going to cover for 10 minutes because it makes it easier to shape the dough. Okay, so while you wait for this, start preheating your oven to 400 degrees. I'm also going to start preheating this little pan on the lower rack. And then I'm going to place ice or hot water before baking. The reason that you want steam is because the steam helps the bread to expand before the crust has a chance of fully baking. So I'm going to place this on the lower rack. So this is the pan that I'm using, and this is actually an Italian loaf pan. So it's not a baguette pan. It's actually a bit wider, about an inch and a half or so than a baguette pan. I use it for everything, though. I use it for baguette. I use it for Italian loaves, for the pan sobao too. If you don't have one of these, just use your largest cookie sheet. Okay, so I'm going to shape 16 to 17 inches long and make it about 4 to 5 inches wide. So just roll it towards you and pinch the seams. Roll it out. You want to make sure those seams don't open. You also want to even it out a bit, so just roll it gently. Do the same with this. Make sure the seam side is down. It's warm in here today, so I'm going to leave it on the countertop for the last rise, which should take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. Usually it takes me about 40 minutes. If your kitchen is now warm, you can just place it inside the microwave. Don't turn the microwave on. Puffy after 40 minutes. Spray or brush with water to create even more steam. Don't forget to add ice to hot pan right before baking. I baked this for 15 minutes, so you bake anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes until you see that the top is a nice golden color. So I'm going to leave here to cool for 5 minutes and then place on this rack to cool completely. So these are going to cool for about 1 hour on the rack before I cut, and I'll show you how they look inside. This is such a wonderful bread. I can eat the entire loaf in one sitting. It's delicious. Let me know if you have any questions, and happy baking!